Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 NFL Early Games Week 12 update show. Uh, we've got a full day of NFL football going on right now. We have late games and the Sunday night game, and then tomorrow's Monday night game, and we're going to talk about all that and what's going on with the early games. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101. Week 12 NFL trivia question. It's a Lions trivia, actually. NFL Week 12 uh, trivia question. And it is, what wide receiver caused a sensation his rookie season with a one-handed catch? And I'll have that answer later in the podcast. Uh, it's Week 12 of the NFL regular season. The Browns beat the Steelers on Thursday night football, 24-19, as you know, and have a 10-day break before they play the Broncos on Monday Night Football on December 3rd. Even though you won't see see a Browns game today, we do have a full day of NFL action, so there's plenty of NFL football to watch. In 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 one of the early games you're seeing right now, the Detroit Lions are taking on the Indianapolis Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana, and right now the Detroit Lions, excuse me, are up 21-6 on the Colts. Third quarter, 1:26 to go. Third and 10 at the Indy 47, and the Colts have the ball right now, and they need to really score hard if they want to win this game. The Indianapolis Colts are coming off a crucial win over the Jets, which now puts them at 5-6 on the season. However, a very difficult awaits a very difficult game awaits the Colts with the Detroit Lions coming to Lucas Oil Stadium. Although still below the 500 mark, the Colts' playoff hopes in the AFC are still alive, very much alive, excuse me, but in their way this week, it is a Lions team considered by many the best in football. Basically, pick a category on either side of the ball, and there is a good chance that Detroit ranks in the top 10, especially on the offensive side of the ball coming into Week 12. This is the NFL's highest scoring offense, putting up over 33 points per game. With the Lions being an NFC team and a fairly uncommon opponent, let's take a closer look at, and we'll do that preview for this game, this Detroit team. Last week, when they won 52-6 over Jacksonville, the Detroit Lions cruised to an easy 52-6 victory at home over the Jacksonville Jaguars, who were again without quarterback Trevor Lawrence. Jared Goff was lights out against the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, completing 24 of 29 passes for 412 yards with 4 touchdowns, and we didn't even play most of the fourth quarter. And he didn't play most of the fourth quarter, excuse me. The Lions defense, meanwhile, was suffocating with Mac Jones throwing for only 138 yards on 29 attempts with an interception, and the Jaguars' run game would average just 2.4 yards per attempt as well. And so, this Colts team needs to play hard, and Indianapolis, Anthony Richardson looked like a different quarterback when he returned to the Indianapolis Colts starting lineup last week. He consistently connected with 3 open receivers and he appeared to be in command, and he ran with the authority. Now, last year's number 4 overall draft pick wants to show doubters the best game of his pro career with no fluke, with an encore performance he hopes will change his long-term image. The main thing is just being consistent, just trusting my guys each and every day, trusting the play call each and every day, and then just trusting the preparation. Richardson said it's just putting in the work throughout the week and letting it show out on the field on Sundays. That formula worked perfectly against the reeling New York Jets when the NFL's least accurate starting quarterback completed 20 of 30 passes, threw for one touchdown, and ran for 2 more, including the decisive score in Indy's final possession. It was a major change from the guy who had completed just 44.4% of his passes while throwing 4 TD passes and 7 interceptions. This week, the stakes get higher and the challenge tougher with Detroit. The Detroit Lions, they're 9-1, are off to their best start since 1934, on the NFC's best record, and have a league-high 8-game winning streak, and the league's highest scoring team has topped the 40-point mark in half of those 8 wins. All of it would seem to put the Colts at 5-6 under pressure to score points by the dozens, but the unflappable Richardson dismisses such a notion. If you see it like that, there's definitely an edge of you trying to push and do a little more, Richardson said, but I think that's a negative, honestly. You're trying to play up to their standards. The new and improved Richardson also possesses new problems for Detroit's defense, especially if Coach Shane Steichen reverts again to a strategy that takes greater advantage of 6'4", 244-pound Richardson's strong legs. Colts receiver Michael Pittman Jr. said he thought the game plan and the play calling allowed Richardson to settle into the game against the Jets while boosting Richardson's confidence. On tape, Lions coach Dan Campbell viewed Richardson's reemergence another way. I think what you saw was last week was Richardson really at his best. Campbell said, I'm not even sure you can go back to earlier in the year because I feel like they've taken the handcuffs off of him and allowed him to just go. Could that change strategy help Richardson improve to on a 6-5 record as a starter while becoming a more consistent thrower? Of course, that's what the Colts hope to see again this week when he faces one of the NFL's Super Bowl favorites. I'm still putting the work in every day, he said, trying not to focus on everything good I did last week, just trying to keep it going and just stacking up the days. Lions running back David Montgomery rarely goes down in the first hit, picking up an extra yards by lowering his shoulder and keeping his legs moving. He's a throwback, Campbell said. A throwback to whom exactly Campbell mentioned Hall of Fame running backs Walter Payton and Earl Campbell. First guy he's not going to take to let him tackle him, Campbell said. Continues to churn his legs, just violent, never give up, never going down. When I watch him, it just reminds me of some of the great ones. Steichen wasn't giving away any secrets about his game plan when he spoke to reporters Wednesday, but he did acknowledge the most obvious way to slow down Detroit's high-scoring offense playing keep away. That's not a tactic Indy has used much this season. The Colts are ranked 31st in time of possession and 26 minutes, 46 seconds. At 26 minutes, 46 seconds, but using Richardson as a runner, especially on early downs, could help Indy flip the script Sunday. I think we've got to do a great job of maintaining the ball during this game to limit their chances because they are explosive and they've been doing it all at a high level all year. Stetchen said, we've got to eliminate the explosive plays. We've got to tackle. We've got to have population to the football. Lions linebacker Alex Anzalone broke his left forearm in the rout against Jacksonville and joined a long list of banged up players on defense, including 2 other players in the position group. Malcolm Rodriguez, who returned last week after a 2-game absence with an ankle injury, would likely step into a larger role. It doesn't matter who we get back, we're going to use him, Campbell said. He helps us there on defense, and it helps us on special teams. So that's basically your preview, what you just heard me read for this game. It's now in the 4th quarter, and we will get back to we're going to let you know my NFL picks of the week in just a moment. And right now it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 Week 12 NFL trivia question. What wide receiver caused a sensation his rookie season with a one-handed catch? If you said Odell Beckham Jr., you are correct. During Week 12 of his rookie season, Odell Beckham Jr. came to the national attention when he made a one-handed touchdown catch while falling backwards in a Sunday Night Football game against the Dallas Cowboys. Numerous pundits called it the greatest catch ever made, and Beckham went on to win the 2014 Offensive Rookie Player of the Year award. And I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Right now, I'm going to go over all the early games. I'm going to update you on them. We've got 7 early games, and along with the picks, the Browns won Thursday night, and my brother-in-law and I, we both took the Browns, and we won on that one. That was 24-19. The Houston Texans are taking on the Tennessee Titans on their home field at NRG Stadium, and they're up 24-23 by 1. It's 4 seconds left in the third. Houston's about to kick off. I took the Texans, and so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. The Minnesota Vikings are up by a touchdown, 17-10, third quarter, 5:49 to go. Second and 10 at the Minnesota 44. Vikings have the ball. I took Minnesota, and so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. He took them too. The Detroit Lions are walloping the, as I said, Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis, 21-6. First and 10 at the Indy 16. Colts have the ball. Fourth quarter, 13:21 left to go. I took the Lions, and so did my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle. He did. And the Miami Dolphins are walloping the Patriots in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium, 31-0. Miami's about to kick off. The Patriots have the ball. It's a minute 37 left to go in the third. Patriots fans, don't get your hopes up on them winning it today. I took Miami, and so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are just all over the Giants, 30-7, fourth quarter, 11:28 to go. The Giants are about to kick off. Uh, I took Tampa Bay, and so did my brother-in-law. And rounding out the early games, the Dallas Cowboys were up by 1, taking on the Commanders at Northwest Stadium in Maryland, 10-9, with third quarter 1:52 left to go. Second and 7, Washington at the Washington 48. The Commanders have the ball. And I took the Cowboys, and my brother-in-law took. Oh yeah, I took the Commanders. Excuse me. I took the Commanders, not the Cowboys. And my brother-in-law took the Cowboys. That's one we don't agree on this week. And that rounds out the early games. Getting into the late games, the Denver Broncos are taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll take on them at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. I've taken Denver, and so has my brother-in-law. Oh, and I skipped one of the early games. The Kansas City Chiefs are up on the Carolina Panthers 27-16. Third quarter, 2:42 to go. Second and 2 at the Carolina 38. The Panthers have the ball. And I took Kansas City, and so did my brother-in-law. We both took the Chiefs on that one. So now getting back to the late games. The San Francisco 49ers will be taking on the Green Bay Packers at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I took the San Francisco 49ers, so did my brother-in-law. And the Arizona Cardinals will be at Lumen Field in Seattle taking on the Seahawks. I took the Cardinals, Arizona, so did my brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle. Sunday Night Football, the Rams will be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. And I took Philadelphia. My brother-in-law took the Rams. That's two we don't agree on. And tomorrow night, Monday Night Football, a battle of the Harbaughs. Jim Harbaugh versus John Harbaugh. The Baltimore Ravens are in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood to take on the Chargers. I have taken the Ravens. My brother-in-law took the Chargers. So we have three we don't agree on this week. So, but I do expect. I think Detroit will get the win over the Colts today in this game. So we shall see. And about that in all the early games. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 NFL early games update show. I'll be back with the post game show and the late games pregame show once all the early games have concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.